Okie dokie, I've got my special guest now on my show now. Heard so much about this talented young lady. We have Eliza May. She's also from my hometown of Birmingham. Welcome to my show. Great to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are we doing today?
Doing pretty good. I don't like the cold though at the moment. It's so cold in Birmingham at the moment.
Oh, you are right. Yeah. Happy New Year to you, though.
Happy New Year to you too.
Great. And you've been busy writing new music. I know over December you've just took a bit of a break to kind of like focus on your songwriting, ready to, hit the new year.
Yeah, the band and I had been writing songs for quite a bit of time, and we finally got a collection together now
Yeah.
that we're about to head into the studio and record. So I'm very excited about that.
Great. You got some ammunition ready to release for the new year.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. Working behind the scenes hard. Great. So, Eliza May, you're from Birmingham. Have you always wanted to be into music? Was that the field you always wanted to break into?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was always like singing in front of my parents, and I just any musical instrument that I could get my hands on,
Yeah.
I wanted to play and learn.
Yeah.
So when I was younger in school, I'd learn like guitar, clarinet, ukulele, any instrument I was there.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant. And also, if my homework serves me correct, you graduated from Falmouth University. Did you study music there as well?
I did. Yeah, I studied popular music.
Oh, amazing. I'm just looking at the photos of Falmouth, actually. It does look like it's in another country. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, honestly, the sea there was gorgeous.
Mm,
I had a sea view in my uni room, and every day it just gave me good vibes. I
yeah.
felt like I was on holiday.
Did you have a good time? How many years did you study music there?
I had the best time. I studied music for 3 years.
3 years.
Um, yeah, and it
Gr-
was honestly one of the best things I've ever done.
Great. And it's got you to where you are now.
For sure. I feel like I learned such good industry knowledge there.
Cool. That's great to have. So Eliza May, how would you describe your kind of field of music? Do you do a bit of everything?
A little bit, yeah. I think if I had to like categorize my genre, I specifically into the genre of alternative indie pop.
Mm.
So taking inspiration from artists such as like Paramore, Tori Kelly, a bit of Olivia Dean, Fickle Friends, that kind of vibe.
Lovely. Again, my homework, if that serves me correct, a bit of Corinne Bailey Ray. I know her as well.
Yeah.
Great. And you got really nice sounds on your music, kind of relaxing, like a lounge, a lounge
Oh, thank
sound.
you. Yeah.
Like when you're in a live music venue and then the acoustic sounds. Very, very good that is.
Oh, thank you so much. That was the vibe we were trying to go for with the first two EPs.
Mm. Sure. And Eliza May, are you all on social media as well? Official websites on there like Twitter and Instagram?
Yes, so you can find me at Eliza May Official on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And on X or Twitter, you can find me at Eliza May Music because they wouldn't let me have Eliza May Official. It's too long.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. And on your YouTube channel, there's a few videos where people can see you performing and
Yeah.
doing your stuff. Um, and do you like to do? I know you do original music, but do you also like to do acoustic covers as well? They seem to be popular at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yes, I also I do a lot of it on TikTok as well. I love to layer harmonies in my
Mm,
videos. So I'm obsessed with three-part harmonies and just kind of messing around with how a harmony can kind of add more texture to a song.
yeah.
So a lot of my videos include a lot of harmonies and extra bits and bobs in there.
Cool. And I mentioned when I introduced you on this interview, you're from Birmingham. Are you based like in the centre, are you? Or just on the
Well,
outskirts?
I used to be based in the centre. If you'd have asked me this earlier in the year, I would have said yes, but I'm slightly out on the outskirts now. I'm more South Birmingham at the current point.
Oh, you're not too far from me then. I'm southwest. But I just wanted to
Okay.
ask as well, what do you think of the climate of the music scene in Birmingham? It's not too bad, is it? Because you got the surrounding areas, lots of towns, um, and cities outside of Birmingham. So, 30 minutes there, Solihull or Wolverhampton or Worcester. You're not too far from lots of music venues.
No, there's so many incredible music venues in Birmingham and around Birmingham. I feel like the scene is really coming together quite well at the moment. There's a lot of bands that my band and myself are friends with,
Hmm.
and I feel like we've got such a good support network going on with like the local scene at the moment. So hopefully the Birmingham music scene will just continue to keep thriving. And my band has loved like venturing out a little bit more into like the Worcester area
Yeah.
recently as well. We played Worcester Music Festival last year and it was so much fun. So hopefully we'll get to do a little bit more of that this year as well.
I'm sure you will. And festivals, time just goes so quickly, so it won't be long before the summer comes round again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to performing in festivals. Any festivals like lined up at all?
We've got a couple. I can't say what they are yet
Yeah.
because they haven't been announced. But yeah, we've really tried to get ourselves out there again this festival season. So hopefully we'll be able to announce those soon.
Great, great. Onto your records as well. You sent me a couple of records.
Yeah.
I've just kind of cherry picked a few. I think one of them was called The Green Light. Would you just like to tell me a little bit more about that single?
Yeah. So Greenlight was written near the very beginning of my relationship with my current partner. It's kind of about when everything seems too good to be true, and you're kind of looking for that like green light to say, yeah, it is as good as it seems. Because I think in my past relationships, they've seemed too good to be true, and then later down the line, they've kind of crumbled a bit. Whereas like the current relationship I'm in, I just wanted to write a lovely song that kind of showed the transition from that phase to the next.
Mm. Oh, that's sweet, and that's what I like about music. You can tell a story of music, can't you? Put your life experiences
Yeah.
into it as well. So a little bit of the green light there, and another record I've got of yours was called "The Edge of This."
Yes. So Edge of This is kind of like the opposite end of the scale here. It's about you have that ex that kind of clings on to you and you're like, leave me alone,
Mm.
I've moved on. That's kind of what that vibe of the song is. It's all about moving on and knowing your worth.
Sure. I guess most of us have been there, haven't we, at some point in our lives, life experiences and all that. Um, Eliza May, Eliza May, is that your stage name as well?
Oh, I can't
Oh,
say.
okay, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one. We'll leave that. We'll skip that question then. Next question I wanted to ask: what instruments can you play as well?
So, as I said before, when I was younger, I wanted to play everything. So, my main specialism is actually guitar and clarinet. I'm actually grade 8 in clarinet, but I also play saxophone, a bit of keys, a bit of ukulele, anything that I could get my hands on. I really wanted to play when I was a kid. So,
Oh,
a wide range of instruments.
very versatile then, to say the least.
Thank you. I try. I
Yeah.
really try.
And here's another question for you: what is your least favourite instrument to play?
Oh, I'm not sure if I've got one. I think I'd probably say the ukulele just because it's the easiest instrument, I
Mm,
think, for myself to play out of all of them. And I find it less intricate in terms of like the melodies I can create and the chord progressions. Whereas, like for the clarinet and saxophone, for example, you can do so much with those instruments and they're a little bit different. But I still love all of those
mm.
instruments.
Do you know when you're on
Yeah.
public transport as well? I don't drive, by the way, but when you're on public transport, like a bus or a train, I really feel sorry for people who carry those big cellos on the back. Imagine lugging them on the train.
Oh my gosh. I used to busk in the middle of
Yeah,
Birmingham and I had all this busking equipment and I felt terrible getting on like the bus with that or the train because you take up so much more space than you think you're gonna take up.
yeah. Cool, cool, cool. And you're an independent artist, if I'm right.
Yes.
What do you enjoy about being independent, your own boss?
So I absolutely love having full control over the sound and the sound I create, the gigs that I play, the
Mm,
festivals I go for, because it's just myself and my band, we make all of the decisions ourselves from like the music videos we've made to the recordings of the tracks, everything has been done like with our heart and soul. And yeah, it's just nice to have that creative freedom. There's no one saying, "Oh, you've got to go for this kind of sound," or "Oh, you can't write about that." I just feel like everything I do is so raw and it comes straight from the
mm.
heart. And I feel like everything that my band puts into it is, yeah, it's everything we want it to be, thankfully.
That's sweet. And any shout outs you'd like to make to your followers and fans at all?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so grateful to every single person that has supported me. I've been doing this for quite a while
Mm,
now, and there's a lot of people that I try and talk to in terms of like my followers as much as possible in my DMs. But yeah, anyone that's been to a gig, anyone that's
mm.
supported me throughout the years, thank you so much because all of the opportunities I've got now, I used to dream about doing music on this level and even further, and I wouldn't be able to do this at all without them.
Lovely words. What I respect about original artists as well, they create their own music and they start from scratch and they go on a long journey. And you get these reality TV shows where the singers are great, but they sing cover versions. They don't write their own songs. But independent artists, they start from scratch and they build up their following. And it's quite a hard road to go down and build progress on.
Yeah, I think the best thing about it though is that the journey is kind of what makes you the person
Mm,
you'll be at the end of it. So like it's not always about the destination, it's about the journey. And like if I look back, I feel like I've had such a wonderful journey so
mm.
far. I've met so many incredible musicians. And even though it can be difficult at times, it's so, so worth all the hours of hard work and everything we put into it.
And putting TV shows aside, you just can't beat good old radio where you hear your song on the radio, can you? That's what it's all about at the end of the day, the final
Literally.
product. What's that feeling like when you hear your song being played on the radio with you and your bandmates?
I feel so proud every time. Like every time I hear my music on the radio, it feels surreal because like when I was younger, I'd hear like my favorite artists on the radio and be like, that's such a big thing. Everyone knows and everyone can hear
Mm.
them. And yeah, even like being played on smaller radio stations, bigger radio stations, to me, I'm just so grateful for any of the support because it just feels incredible every time.
Wonderful. And my final question for you is, can you tell me one interesting fact about yourself? It can be anything random at all.
Yeah, I am really into roller skating. I'm not very good at it at the moment, but last year I really like tried my hardest with it and I've got my own pair of blue roller skates.
Oh,
So that's my
amazing.
fun fact.
Yeah, there was a place in Birmingham which done roller skating, rollerblades in Digbeth, and
Yeah,
I went for the first time in 20 years, and after half an hour, you never lose it, do you?
no, like I feel like on a roller rink it's okay. You feel a bit more secure as well. Whereas like when you're outside, you're like, oh no, there's nothing to hold on to.
Yeah, yeah. I remember roller skating to Jennifer Rush's "Power of Love." That was quite surreal, like
Oh my gosh,
in
incredible.
in the big arena, like. But shame, like roller skating. Shame there's not many places now where people can go, but there are out there somewhere, like that one in Birmingham. But
Yeah.
that's brilliant. All right, Eliza May. The interview went so quick; it always does. But thanks so much for chatting with me today and just telling me a little bit more about yourself and answering my questions. And also, me to say is I'm going to play one of your records on my show. Would you like to go with the green light or edge of this? Your pick.
Oh, green light, please.
Okay, green light. And that was Eliza May on my show. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks a million.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Great.